Read.
A symbolic name given to Israel, predictive.
Given to who?
To Israel.
So-called white people.
Israel.
The Chinese.
To Israel.
Israel. Read.
Predictive of the Most High's reconciliation to them.
Predictive of the Most High's reconciliation to us. He is reconciling us to him. Now read. Go back to Hosea chapter 2.
Say ye unto your brethren.
Read.
Mia.
Ami. Not my people. My people.
And to your sister.
And to your sisters. Read.
Rahama.
Uhama. What does that mean? Read.
Ramaha.
To be.
Right there.
Yep. Read.
To be pitied.
To be pitied. Read.
Hosea's daughter by Gomer.
Yeah. Go back to Hosea chapter 2. So the word Ami means my people, and Uhama means to be pitied. Read.
Hosea chapter 2 verse 2.
Read.
Plead with your mother.
Read.
Plead, for she is not my wife. Neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight.
Now, what is he saying? What is the Most High saying there? What is he saying there? He says, plead with your mother. Plead, for she is not my wife. Jeremiah 3:14. Let's see what the Bible says, because you have to understand that this Bible is to be read precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little and there a little. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 14.
Read.
Turn, O backsliding children.
Who?
Turn, O backsliding children.
So the Most High says that we have to return to him. Read.
Saith the Most High.
Read.
For I am married.
For what?
For I am married.
Read.
Unto you.
For we are married unto the Most High. We are his spouse. Now go back to Hosea chapter 2.
Hosea chapter 2 verse 2.
Read.
Plead for your mother.
Read.
Plead with your mother. Plead, for she is not my wife.
Read.
Neither am I her husband.
Read.
Let her therefore put away her whoredoms.
The wife here represents Israel. The husband represents the Most High. Read.
Out of her sight. And her adulteress from between her breasts. Lest I stripe her naked and set her as in the day that she was born.
Now, what is he saying? Hosea chapter 12 verse 10. He is using similitude to talk to us. This Bible is full of similitudes. Let's see what the Bible says. Hosea chapter 12 verse 10.
Hosea chapter 12 verse 10.
Read.
I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions, and used similitudes.
Use similitudes. Read.
By the ministry of the prophets.
Now go back to Hosea chapter 2. All right, let's get it. Because when he is talking about whoredoms, the Most High is talking about us going, we are following the other nations. We are into idolatry. We are saying that, oh, my Nissan is better than yours, therefore I am worshiping my Nissan. Read.
Revelation chapter 19 and verse 7.
Read.
Let us be glad and rejoice.
Read.
And give honor to him. For the marriage of the Lamb is come.
Okay. Now go back to Hosea chapter 2. Oh, keep reading.
For the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in linen, arrayed in fine linen, clean and white. For the fine linen is the righteousness of saints.
The fine linen is the righteousness of saints. We are the saints. The righteousness is the commandments. Go back to Hosea chapter 2.
Hosea chapter 2 verse 3.
Read.
Lest I stripe her naked and set her as in the day that she was born.
Read.
And make her as a wilderness and set her like a dry land and slay her with thirst.
Read.
And I will not have mercy upon her children.
So the Most High says that he's not going to have mercy on us. Read.
For they be the children of whoredoms.
So because we are following the other nations, now we become children of whoredoms. We are following the other gods. Many of us, we are worshiping our house. Many of us, our house is a god to us. For some of us, it is a pair of sneakers. Read.
Verse 5.
Read.
For their mother hath played the harlot.
So now the mother is Israel. We are Israel. when we choose to serve Caesar Borgia, we become a whore. We become a harlot because we are following other God. Read.
She that conceived them have done shameful.
Read.
For she said, I will go after my lovers that
So
give me.
the lovers represents all the other gods. Give me some gods that you know. Yeah, that's the first one. What is it? What else? Yep, that's one. That's one. What about Krishna?
Yep.
Many of our people are now following the East Indians. Their god is now Krishna. Read.
For she said, I will go after my lovers that gave me my bread and my water.
So because the other nations, we get whatever we want from them. Now we are following them. We make them our God. We are following whatever they are following. Read.
My wool and my flax.
Read.
My oil and my drink.
Read.
Therefore, behold, I will hedge up the way with thorns and make a wall.
So the Most High says that he is going to make things harder for us. That's why we are suffering now. Read.
That she shall not find her paths, and she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them.
So the other nations, even though we are following them, they are not for us. They disrespect us whenever they want to. Read.
And she shall seek them, but shall not find them.
Read.
Then shall she say, Salaki, then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband.
So the Most High says that when these things are happening to us, when we are calling on the other nations to help us, they will not be there. Then we will say we will come back to him. Read.
For then was it better with me.
What?
Then was it better with me than now.
Than now. Now Hosea 5:15. Because the Most High gives us everything. But we are so rebellious, we don't want to follow him. We are following the other nations. We are taking all the garbage that they have. Hosea 5:15.
Hosea.
That's what the Most High says. Read.
Hosea chapter 5 verse 15.
Read.
I will go and return to my place.
Read.
Till they acknowledge their offense.
Until we acknowledge that we have been sinning against him. Read.
And seek my face.
And seek his face and start to keep his laws. Read.
In their affliction.
Police brutality.
In their affliction.
Poverty.
In their affliction.
Teenage pregnancy.
In their affliction.
In our affliction. Read.
They will seek me early.
We are going to seek him early. So he has to beat us up for us to come back to his laws. Because we have been some wicked children. Hold that. Give me Isaiah 30 verse 9. In fact, start at 8. Because we have been very wicked. Last night we went to teach on 19th Street. Our people didn't care about this word. They cared more about smoking weed. The minute that the officers stopped by, everybody was on edge because they knew that they were doing wicked stuff. Read.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 8.
Read.
Now go, write it before them in a table.
So the Most High told Isaiah to write it on the table, on a book. Read.
And note it in a book.
Read.
That it may be for the time to come.
Read.
Forever and ever. That this is a rebellious people.
What?
This is a rebellious people.
So-called African American.
This is a rebellious people.
So-called Hispanics.
This is a rebellious people.
So-called Native Americans.
This is a rebellious people.
So-called Seminole Indians. Read.
Lying children.
Lying children. Read.
Children that will not hear the law of the Most High.
We wicked. We have PhD in lying to ourselves. Read.
Which say to the seer,
read,
see not.
We don't want the teachers to tell us that we are doing things wrong. Read.
And to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things.
So we don't want to know God's laws. We don't want to be told that smoking weed is wrong. Read.
Speak unto us smooth things.
What?
Speak unto us smooth things.
$1.
Speak unto us smooth things.
TD snakes.
Speak unto us smooth things.
Joel Osteen.
Speak unto us smooth things.
So we veer toward the teachers that are telling us smooth things. They are not teaching us why we are in the conditions that we are in. Lamentations 2:14. We have to know that we have been doing wrong to the Most High. We have been following after other gods. Therefore, we have to return to Him. Lamentations chapter 2 and 14.
Lamentations chapter 2 verse 14.
Read.
The prophets have seen vain and foolish things.
What about the pastors?
The prophets have seen vain and foolish things.
The deacons
have seen vain and foolish things.
So these pastors in the churches, they have been seeing vain and foolish things for us. Read.
For thee. And they have not discovered thine iniquity.
So they are not discovering what is going on wrong with us. Now, this brother,
and they have not iniquity.
So these ones telling us why we are suffering. They are not telling us why we are the number one victims of police brutality. Read.
To turn away thy captivity.
To turn away our captivity. Go back to Hosea chapter 2. Brothers and sisters, we are a light bearer to our people. That's why everything that we are doing, we have to represent the Most High. In the way we dress, in the way we talk, in whatever we do, we have to be a representative of the Most High for our people to see. Read.
Hosea chapter 2 and verse 8.
Read.
For she did not know that I gave her corn.
What?
She did not know that I gave her corn.
Read.
And wine. And oil.
Read.
And multiply her silver.
Read.
And gold, which they have prepared for Baal.
Now hold that. Go back. Go to Deuteronomy 28:47. When we left Egypt, the Most High gave us everything. You see, we are some wicked, rebellious Negroes. We used to be on top of the world, but now look at us. We are ashamed. We should be ashamed of ourselves. That's why on the plantation, if people are talking, we should shut up. If other nations are talking, we should stay mute because we are nothing. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 47.
Read.
Because thou servest not the Most High thy power.
So the Most High says, well, because you choose to be a Negro, you don't want to keep my laws. Read.
With joyfulness.
Read.
And with gladness of heart.
And with gladness of heart. Read.
For the abundance
what?
Of all, for the abundance of
for
all,
the abundance. Read.
Of all things.
What?
Of all things.
Corn.
All things.
Oil.
All things.
Silver.
All things.
Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Read.
Which the Most High shall send against thee.
Read.
In hunger.
Read.
And in thirst.
So whatever we need, we have to get it from the other nations. This is a curse. We are a cursed people. Read.
And in nakedness.
Read.
And in the want of all things.
So everything that we need, we have to get it from these other nations. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron.
What?
And he shall put a yoke of iron.
And the so-called white people, they put a yoke of iron on our necks. That's why we are destroyed now. Hosea 4 verse 6. We are a destroyed people. Guess what? There is a way out of that nonsense. Hosea 4 verse 6.
Hosea chapter 4 verse 6.
Read.
My people.
What?
My people.
God says my people, read,
are destroyed.
Are destroyed, read.
For a lack of knowledge.
For a lack of knowledge. What is the knowledge that we are lacking? Malachi 2 verse 7. What is the knowledge that we are lacking that causes us to be shot in the street with our hands up? How can you shoot somebody when his hands are up? What does hands up represent? So why am I shooting him? So why am I shooting JJ? Day? Why am I shooting him? Why are the Edomites shooting Laquan while his hands are up? These questions we have to ask ourselves. Why are these things happening to us? Read.
Malachi chapter 2 verse 7.
Read.
For the priest's lips,
The deacons,
the priest's lips,
the pastors,
the priest's lips,
Catholic priests.
for the priest's lips,
The Bible says the priests, the people that are teaching us, read,
should keep knowledge,
read,
and they should seek the law,
no religion,
the law,
Catholicism.
the law
We should seek the law, read,
at his mouth.
Why?
For he is the messenger of the Most High of hosts.
Now go back to Hosea chapter 2. We are suffering because we refuse to keep God's laws.
That's right.
We are suffering because we veer away from the laws of the Most High. He is married unto us. Read.
Hosea chapter 2 and verse 9. I'm going to start there again.
Read.
Therefore I will return and take away my corn in the time thereof, and my wine in the season thereof, and will recover my wool and my flax, given to cover her nakedness.
So the Most High takes away everything from us. That's why right now we are suffering. He takes away everything that he has given us. That's why right now we are suffering. That's why we are working 9 to 5. Read.
Verse 10. And now will I discover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers.
Read.
And none shall deliver her out of my hand.
So the nakedness represents our sins. The lewdness represents our going after these other gods. That's why we should be ashamed of ourselves, because we used to be on top. When we were with the Most High, we were keeping his laws. All the other nations were afraid of us. But now, who is afraid of us? The Edomite wasn't afraid of Kylori when he pushed him, did he? Did you guys see the game? He did it with full consent. That means we are nothing. Even though the brother is a big brother, the Edomite had no fear to push him. Read.
Hosea chapter 2 verse 11.
Read.
I will also cause all her myrrh to cease, her feast days, her new moon,
read,
her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts.
See, so right now, we don't keep the feasts of the Most High, but we do keep Halloween. Right now, who is preparing for Halloween? Who is preparing for Christmas? These feasts are not for us. In fact, that garbage called Father's Day. Are you going to give your father a tie? Or a bow tie? Read.
Hosea chapter 2 verse 12.
Read.
And I will destroy her vines and her fig trees,
read,
whereof she has said, these are my rewards that my lovers have given me.
Read.
And I will make them a forest. And the beasts of the field shall eat them.
So whatever the other nations, whatever they give us, these things will not profit us. Read.
And I will visit upon her the days of Baalim,
read,
wherein she burnt incense to them.
So we used to burn incense to other gods in that time, and we are still doing it today. How are we doing it now today? We are keeping Christmas. We are celebrating Halloween. We are keeping Mother's Day. We are keeping Father's Day. These garbage are not for us. Garbage is like things like that. These feasts, they are not our feasts. Go ahead, brother. Let's get that. Amos 5:21. Because even our songs now, what are we singing about now? We don't even sing about revolution. We are the only nation on earth that are using degrading names for our sisters, degrading names for our brothers at the same time. Read.
Amos chapter 5 verse 21.
Read.
I hate,
read,
I despise your feast days.
Christmas.
I despise your feast days.
Halloween.
I despise your feast days.
Father's Day.
I despise your feast days.
Mother's Day.
I despise your feast days.
Read.
And I will not smell in your solemn assembly.
Read. Go back to Hosea chapter 2. So we are the children of the Most High. We have to come back to his laws. These laws are not done away with. We are commanded to keep these laws. Read.
Wherefore she have said, these are my rewards
Read.
that my lovers have given me.
Read.
And I will make them a forest, and the beasts of the field shall eat them. And I will visit upon her the days of Baalim, wherein she burnt incense to them.
Read.
And she decked herself with her earrings and her jewels. And she went after her lovers.
We went after our lovers. We are following the other nations. We are following their gods. Read.
And forgot me, saith the Most High.
We forget him. Now, how can we forget our husband? How can we forget the Most High? Hold that. Deuteronomy 6 verse 12. We are a special people. The Most High delivered us out of Egypt. He gives us his laws to keep. He told us that if we kept his laws, we would be over all other nations. But if we stop to keep his laws, we would be at the base of every people. Look at us now. Now we don't call ourselves Judah. We call ourselves African American, Afro American. We don't call ourselves Benjamites. We call ourselves Yadman. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 12.
Read.
And beware, lest thou forget the Most High.
What?
Then beware.
The Most High says, listen, read.
Lest thou forget the Most High.
Read.
Which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt.
Read.
From the house of bondage.
So from the get-go, we were told not to forget him. Go back to Hosea chapter 2.
Hosea chapter 2 and verse 14.
Read.
Therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak comfortable unto her.
So the Most High says that he is going to bring us into a low state. Read.
And I will give her vineyards from thence.
So in that low state, we are going to search him. And from then, he will come to us. And what will he give us? Read it again.
Hosea chapter 2 verse 15. Then I will give her her vineyards from thence and the valley of Achor for a door of hope. And she shall sing there.
So we are going to turn to him again. That's what we are doing now. Hold that. Baruch chapter 2 and verse 29. What you see right now is not a game. When you watch YouTube, how come that Vocab Malone and the other brothers and sisters are coming after us? That means we are doing something good. That means we are keeping the laws of the Most High. They wouldn't come after us if we were in the church. But because we know that we are the real Jews now, we start to keep his laws. Therefore, we should expect all these enemies to come after us. Read.
Baruch chapter 2 verse 29.
Read.
If ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned unto a small number.
Read.
Among the nations.
Among the nations. We are scattered all over the place. We are in India. Everywhere you go, you will see us in slavery or being in some bondage. Read.
Where I will scatter them.
Read.
For I knew that they would not hear me.
So the Most High says that from the get-go, we were not going to listen to him. We were going to be some hard-headed Negroes. Read.
Because it is a stiff-necked people.
Because we are a rebellious people. Read.
But in the land of their captivities.
What?
In the land of their captivities.
USA.
In the land of their captivities.
Jamaica.
In the land of their captivities.
Trinidad.
In the land of their captivities.
France.
In the land of their captivities.
The Most High says that wherever we are, read,
they shall remember themselves.
We are going to remember who we are. That's why we do not call ourselves Haitian anymore. We call ourselves Levites. That's why we don't say that we are African Americans anymore. We say we are Judahites. We don't say that we are Puerto Ricans anymore. We say we are Ephraimites. Read.
And shall know that I am the Most High, their power.
So we know that he is our power. He is the only one that can save us. In fact, hold that, give me the book of Isaiah chapter 33 verse 22. We have no other help but the Most High. Your money will not save you. Your house will not save you. Your car will not save you. Let's see who will save us. Isaiah 33 22.
Isaiah chapter 33 verse 22.
Read.
For the Most High is our judge.
Read.
The Most High is our lawgiver. The Most High is our king.
Is our lawgiver. These laws are well given and are given unto us and only us. We are the only ones that get the Most High's laws. Read.
The Most High is our king. He will save us.
He will do what?
He will save us.
He will do what?
He will save us.
The Most High will save us. Go back to Hosea chapter 2. We are a special people. It is high time for us to acknowledge that we are a special people. As a special people, when we dress our sisters, you have to be covered up. Brothers, let your beard grow. Brothers, do not sag your pants. Read.
And she shall sing therein, as in the days of her youth.
Read.
And as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt.
Read.
Verse 16.
Verse 16, read.
And it shall be at that day, saith the Most High, that thou shalt call me Ishai, and shall call me no more Belai.
What does Ishai mean? Look in the dictionary to see what it is. Because understand that we are the spouse of the Most High. We are his chosen people. He is married unto us. Therefore, when we are serving Caesar Borgia, we are into idolatry. When we are serving Krishna, Buddha, all these gods are not for us. Read.
In the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, Ishai means solitary.
Husband. Ishai.
Oh, that's it. Oh, they got two of them in here. Okay. Ishai, my husband.
What?
My husband.
What?
My husband.
Now hold that. Go to Jeremiah 3:14 again. See, the Most High is using similitude to teach to us what we are to him. We are not to take this lightly. This is a big responsibility to be the spouse of the Most High. Read.
Wait, not Jeremiah 3:14.
Jeremiah 3:14.
3:14?
Yep.
All right. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 14.
Read.
Turn, O backsliding children.
So we are commanded to come back to his laws because we have been rebellious for too long. We have been wicked for too long. Read.
Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Most High.
Read.
For I am married unto you.
For I am married unto you. Read.
And I will take you,
read,
one of a city,
read,
two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion.
To where?
To Zion.
So the Most High is going to take us again. He will take us back as his spouse. But for this to happen, we have to start keeping his commandments. Because the commandments are there forever. In fact, hold that, Baruch 4 verse 1. We are not living in America. We are surviving in America. When you are living, you can go out and come back anytime without care for your life. But in this kingdom, if you go out today, if you come back, you have to thank God twice. Because our life is in danger. Read.
Baruch chapter 4 verse 1.
Read.
This is the book of the commandments of the Most High.
This book of religion.
This is the book of the commandments of the Most High.
So this Bible is a book of commandments, a book of laws, statutes, and commandments. Read.
And the law.
What?
And the law.
And the law, read.
That endureth forever.
These laws, they are there forever. Why? Read.
All that keep it shall come to life.
So when we keep these laws, we are going to be living. We will get life. Read.
But such as leave it,
serving Buddha,
such shall leave it,
serving Krishna,
but such shall leave it,
celebrating Christmas,
but such shall leave it.
But when we leave God's laws, read,
shall die.
We are going to die. That's why many of us have diabetes. That's why many of us, we have high blood pressure, because we don't want to keep this law. We don't want to keep God's laws. Go back to Hosea chapter 2.
Hosea chapter 2 and verse 17.
Read.
For I will take away the name of Baalim out of her mouth.
So he is going to take the names of the other gods out of our mouth. Read.
And they shall no more be remembered by their name.
Read.
And in Slaki. And in that day will I make a covenant for them.
Read.
With the beasts of the field.
Read.
And with the fowls of heaven.
Read.
And with the creeping things of the ground. And I will break the bow and the sword.
So the Most High says that he's going to make even the beasts of the field be at peace with us. They will be under us. Read.
And the battle out of the earth.
Read.
And I will make them to lie down safely.
Read. So we are going to dwell safely in Zion. We are going to dwell safely in the New Jerusalem. In the New Jerusalem, your boss will not be there as an equal to you. We are a special people. There is no way we should fight to be equal with the other nations. We are above them. Read.
Verse 19.
Read.
And I will betroth thee unto me forever.
So that means he's going to take us again as his spouse forever. Read.
I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness.
In righteousness. What is righteousness? Psalm 119 verse 172. What is righteousness? Let's see what righteousness is. Psalm 119 verse 172.
Psalms chapter 119 verse 172.
Read.
My tongue shall speak of thy word.
Read.
For all thy commandments.
Don't eat pork.
For all thy commandments.
Don't eat shrimp.
For all thy commandments.
Don't eat lobster.
For all thy commandments.
Keep the Sabbath day holy.
For all thy commandments.
For all the commandments, read,
are righteousness.
Are righteousness. Now,
72.
Deuteronomy 6:25. This Bible is a book of redundancy. You will see the same thing over and over. The Most High says we have to keep his laws. We have to keep his commandments. We are an example to our brothers and sisters that are in darkness. They are looking at how we dress. They are looking at what we eat. Therefore, we should be an example to them to bring them back to the covenant of the Most High. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 25.
Read.
And it shall be our righteousness.
And it shall be our righteousness. Read.
If we observe.
If we observe. Read.
To do all these commandments.
No, to talk about them.
To do all these commandments.
To think about them.
To do all these commandments.
To do all these commandments. The verb to do is an action verb. The Most High is about action. 1 Samuel 2 verse 3. The Most High is about action. We need to stop talking about the laws. We have to do them. We have to put them into application. Let's see what the Most High says. 1 Samuel 2 verse 3.
1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 3.
Read.
Talk no more exceedingly proudly. Talk no more so exceedingly proudly.
So we are commanded to stop talking. And do what? Read.
Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth. For the Most High is a power of knowledge.
So he is the power of knowledge. What does he weigh? What does he count? Read.
And by him,
the talking.
And by him,
read.
Actions,
talking.
Actions,
thinking.
Actions,
read.
Are weighed.
So the Most High is weighing on our actions. We have to start keeping these laws. We have to start putting these laws into application. Go back to Hosea chapter 2. We are the spouse of the Most High. We are to start to keep his laws. These laws are not done away with. These laws are there forever. Read.
Hosea chapter 2 verse 19. And I will betroth thee unto me forever. Yea, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness.
Read.
And in judgment.
So that means he is going to make us keeping his commandments. Read.
And in loving kindness.
Read.
And in mercies. I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness.
Read.
And thou shalt know the Most High. And it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, saith the Most High.
Read.
I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth.
Read.
And the earth shall hear the corn, and the wine, and the oil.
Read.
And they shall hear
Jezreel. So that means everything, he will give us everything again. That means we will become rich again. We will be on top of the other nations again. We have to look to see what we have been doing wrong. Why are we at such a low state? When you are in your job, you are on the plantation. All they make you train the other nations, correct? After training them, what do they do to them? They put them above you, correct? Now, is that good? Do you like it? Now, if you don't like it, what should we do? Start keeping his laws so he can put us back over the other nations. We are suffering in this captivity. This is not living. Your pathfinder is not, in fact, hold that, Malachi 2 verse 10. Your Benz is not heaven. Your Cadillac is not heaven. Let's see what the Most High says. Micah 2 verse 10.
Oh, you just said
Sorry, Micah 2 verse 10. Because we are at such a low state to the point that we think that having a Toyota Corolla 2016 or 2019 or 2020 is heaven. No, this is not heaven. We are not living. We are suffering. And these things are happening to us because we refuse to keep his laws. These things are happening to us because we don't want to keep the laws of the Most High. Read.
Micah chapter 2 verse 10.
Read.
Arise ye and depart.
Read.
For this is not your rest.
What is America?
This is not your rest.
What is Haiti?
Not your rest.
What is Jamaica?
Not your rest.
What is Trinidad?
Not your rest.
What is Puerto Rico?
Not your rest.
What is your Dodge?
Not your rest.
So the little things that we are getting here is not all.
Keep going.
Read.
Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you.
So we are destroyed now. We are in such a low state because we don't want to keep the laws of the Most High. For us to come back to rulership, for him to adopt us again as his spouse, we have to come back to his laws. We have to start putting them into application 24/7. Go back to Hosea chapter 2. Read verse 23 again.
Read verse
22, verse 22 again.
22. All right. Hosea chapter 2 verse 22.
Read.
And the earth shall hear the corn and the wine and the oil.
Read.
And they shall hear Jazreel.
Now hold that. Go to Haggai chapter 2. Because the Most High created everything for us. Why are we at such a low state? How come we have to work for the other nations and not the other way around? They can, in fact, this is Florida, correct? Florida is a right to work state. Do you guys know what that means? They can fire you for pleasure. They can fire you if they have a headache. They can fire you anytime they want to.
Kind.
Now think about it. We are so-called blacks in America. According to so-called white people, we cannot spend 2 months without work. How much money do you have in the stock market? How much money do you have in your 401k? We cannot spend 2 months without a job. That's a very low state. This is a shame for a people that used to be with the Most High. You cannot even spend two months without a job. That's a shame for us. Read.
What, 2 and 1?
Yep.
Haggai chapter 2.
No, verse 8.
Verse 8.
Read.
The silver is mine, and the gold is mine.
Read.
Saith the Most High of hosts.
Read.
The glory of this latter house shall be greater than that, Salaki, than of the former. Saith the Most High of hosts.
So everything the Most High is for the Most High. So for him to give us back everything, again, we have to keep his laws. For us to be the top dog in the world, the top nation in the world, we have to come back to his laws. And guess what? His laws, they are not hard to keep. Putting fringes in your garments, is not a hard thing, correct? Many of you sisters have been sewing, correct? So we need to see some fruits coming out of that. Shalom. Admanya Mwaponya Yawa Shalom.
Hallelujah. 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 Who's the power? Yahweh. Who's the power? Yahweh. Hashem. Yahweh. Hashem. Yahweh. Hashem. Yahweh. What are we gonna do? Take the kingdom. Hashem Mashiach Yahweh. Hashem Mashiach Yahweh. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this glorious Sabbath. We thank you for this lesson. This Most High, make us put your laws into application so we can be good servants. Oh, Most High, please bless us. Make us repent to start keeping your laws 24/7. We pray you in the name of Hamashiach Yahweh. Hallelujah. 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 There's no power like Yahweh, great King of the universe, always doing wondrous things. Let all Israel sing amen. Amen, 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 amen. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Amen, 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 amen. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. There's no power like Yahweh, great King of the universe, always doing wondrous things. Let all Israel sing amen. Sing amen. Amen, 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 amen. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Amen, 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 amen. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. 1, 2, 3, Jacob, 4, brother Jacob, 5, to reality, 6, nationality, hit it, Israel, 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 Israel. Late at night when I'm sleeping in my cry to creeping in my bones, in my bones, in my bones, in my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hit it. Hail, Israel, Israel, Israel. Late at night when I'm creeping in my, about to creeping in my bones, in my bones, in my bones, in my bones. When I get to heaven, people wanna say, are you earn your living? Are you earn
As you earn your pay,
As you want your pay,
I reply with a little bit of anger.
I reply with a little bit of anger.
I earn my living by an Israelite ranger.
As an Israelite ranger,
The Bible by my side. I carry my Bible by my side. Carry my Bible till the day I die. Carry my Bible till the day I die. Well is well. Israel, Israel, Israel. Hey, shalom to the nation. Glad you're here with us on the Shabbat. See you next time. Shalom. Kum Yasharallah. Kum Yasharallah. All right, let's get it.